All right. We'll have our guest right here, so we're going to go right on to him. He joins us right here in the studio. Mr. Ibrahim Abdullahi is the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the PDP. Good morning, and thank you for coming on today.
Thank you. My pleasure having here.
So, a lot happened over the weekend. Your party was right there in the news, different states. You know that already. Rivers, Ogun, all talking points, major talking points. Bauchi somehow came into the fray. So many are wondering, oh, okay, of course, some people are not exactly happy with the way some things are. But this morning, we understand that several meetings holding to see how they could address some of these issues. But right off the cuff, what's going on? Was this how it was planned to go?
No, certainly it won't be the way it was planned. It just came up as a necessity because when you are managing issues to do with people, you are expected to have such a development. Managing even a home front, Chamberlain, has proven difficult over history for a husband to be able to manage the family effectively. Sometimes if the woman is in charge of affairs, maybe she's the breadwinner of the family, you know, it's always a contending issue. And so you can then imagine when you now upscale it to the level of managing a country. And a political party like ours that lost election for almost a decade now, would be expected to confront this kind of challenges. But certainly, like I've always argued, PDP has the capacity to be able to navigate itself out of this, quagmire. You know that it's the only political party that has remained with the color, name, texture, and all of the objectives that it came up with in 1998. All the other four that were formed together with the PDP in 1998 have either fizzled in the thin air or metamorphosed into, some other platforms, including the ruling party. But PDP still remains its name, itself, and everything. So we are certainly going to come out of the quagmire. But certainly we are confronted with a lot of challenges, but it's something we can be able to storm.
Well, I know it was PDP that came up with that word. It's a family affair.
Yes.
Because now the PDP Governors Forum,
sure.
After that held, you heard the governor of Rivers State, how he referred to whether you're from Bauchi, it doesn't matter about the party structure. So people wonder the leadership of the party at the national level. It just appears as though this is one very, very heavy bone to deal with.
Well, it's not something we were not aware of before it happened. The nature of Wike, like, like everybody will confess in this country, has been that of assertiveness. He's one person who believes he can say anything that he wants to say and get away with it. But it was not a comforting development, I must confess to you, even within the secretariat. None of us was happy to hear that, and the entire PDP family was not comfortable with that, narrative Wike was putting. We do know that we have the capacity to overcome that problem. It's not one person that would dictate for the party. Nobody has that capacity. It's, again, bringing me back to what I earlier stated about our capacity to navigate our problems. And nobody has the monopoly of power or violence, to unleash on the party. The party is stronger than any of its members.
So when the Bauchi governor was said to have made that statement, what was he supposed to do then? Was he supposed to just watch and the party leadership didn't seem to say anything at the time? Or was it okay with them?
No, we're not happy about it. But the maturity with the party is what has informed the silence from the governor. He's not expected to be on the street as well, joining issues with one of ours. We believe Wike is ours. Has he at any time come out to say that he is refuting or denouncing his membership of the PDP? No.
What I meant was, what was the party's position on the statement he was referring to, that the Bauchi governor said they were going to take the party structure and give to somebody else, maybe the governor?
I know, that's not exactly the position of... Wike is not in the position to make that statement. It is within the powers of the party.
Did Bauchi governor not say so?
No, the Bauchi state governor was expected to speak the way he did, which is that Rivers State is one of ours, and Governor Fubara is in our family. Therefore, you will not expect... Don't forget the genesis of this issue. About a month ago, when they had a forum meeting in Enugu, they came all out, and the journalist besieged him as the chairman of the Governors Forum. And he did say at that meeting that we are not losing Wike as our friend, we are not losing Fubara either. We will do everything possible to ensure that the two of them remain within the family of the PDP. So here you have to strike a balance to ensure that nobody is scattered in this issue. What we are saying is that the governor is the chief executive officer of his state and is the leader of the party in Rivers, as far as we know. Anything short of that, you will not expect the chairman of the Governors Forum to go saying.
I mean, there were some things that Wike said that I really want to be able to get a straightforward answer from the party itself.
Yeah.
He said, I will make trouble in the states.
He was referring to something.
Yes.
That
he said that.
That probably, and it was clear for everybody to understand that the governor of Bauchi State is interfering in the determination of the Congress in his state of Rivers. And I don't know if Wike will be fair to himself to expect the governor of Bauchi, who is the chairman of the Governors Forum and the leader of this PDP going forward, to now keep quiet in the issues affecting Rivers State, because that's one of our states. And we worked so hard to get that state. Wike should have been able to manage his words carefully. That was a very disappointing remark, and we were not expecting him to say that, and we are not with him on that, to be honest with you.
So you're with the Bauchi governor on this?
Well, we are with Wike, we are with everybody. What we are saying is that was a very, very bad statement for Wike to make, and we are not in support of him.
I mean, we heard the in Rivers State there, one of the things that some of the people who were elected into the Congress, what many of them were talking about was reconciliation.
Yes.
We're trying to see how we can bring it together. Is that even going to be possible with the divide in Rivers? Because this has gone on for a very long time.
Sure.
This is an impasse that even the president waded into, remember?
Yes.
Now, if the thing is still going on, is it something that the PDP thinks they can handle? Is it out of your hands?
We have handled more delicate issues than this.
Such as?
25 years. There are several of them. If you recall the Modi Sharif and Makarfi Kwagmaya, there were such issues. All of the time, PDP has never survived, throughout these 25 years without issues. So this one is one of them, and we are going to go past it. But the issue of reconciliation, Megwa, I want to assure you, it's going to be something that we will address, with seamless effort. You don't forget, 3 weeks back, we just put a committee, 2 of them actually in place, that of reconciliation and discipline. And Nyesom Wike is one of the persons expected to face that committee. And it's headed by no less a person with the elder statesman, Chief Tom Ikimi.
So let's get to that. This committee that he's supposed to face, this disciplinary committee, tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a committee that is going to look into the issues. We've been receiving petition with regards to anti-party or what do you call it, subverting, sabotaging rather the party all through the primaries and leading up to where we are now. And so those petitions have been aggregated.
Petitions against Mr. Wike?
Throughout the country, throughout the 36 states.
Against Mr. Wike?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Party members felt Wike shouldn't have even gotten to this level still as a member of the PDP. And they've been writing to the party. And that is one thing you will give this leadership as presently constituted. It's been able to navigate the waters by ensuring that sanctioning people without actually giving them the opportunity of fair hearing, which is expected in a democracy, as opposed to what obtained before this leadership came into Umar Ilia-led Damagun, NWC, came into being. In the days of Ioche Ayu, who was taken out by the court. You would recall that what he did was to ensure that every morning he wakes up and slams the hedge hammer on members of the party. And 36 states of the party, throughout the 36 states, before we got to the election, the party was divided seriously against itself. And that was, in part, responsible for our failure.
Speaking about failure.
I was going to say, when is he supposed to see, the committee?
They are already writing him a letter, inviting him over, and that will come.
But you heard this comment about that committee, and several other party BOT members have faulted the constitution of that committee. They say, look, a committee that is already skewed, and you expect other people to see them as neutral, but the party seems to be silent on that.
How do you expect a committee to be constituted? In this committee, you have an elder statesman like Chief Tom Ikimi, a former national chairman of a party that ruled this country, a former minister of foreign affairs, even in the days of the military, a consistent Democrat that has remained dogged and tenacious. I don't see anybody not respecting him. And it is membered by people who have also carved niches for themselves. Ministers, senators, governors. So this committee is expected to be cowed by an individual.
You haven't read what Chief Bode George has said about the same committee?
Hey, that's an entitled opinion of Chief Bode George, and to which he is entitled.
But there's no date yet for when...
No, it has commenced sitting. Actually, it's commenced meeting, and it's already reviewing the approaches.
Another scenario, Ogun State.
Yes.
The chairman of the party in Ogun State is accusing the governorship candidates for the last election in the state of being high-handed and running the party the way he wants, and that was why the party lost the elections, and at this time, they will not have it. So that's another thing brewing there.
Yes, all the states have issues, one state or the other, including myself talking to you. I ran for the governorship of Kebbi State. I was not comfortable with even the NWC approach to my aspiration. as at that time, because some of the things I expected I was going to benefit as a member of the NWC, I didn't get it. But it will not stop me from being a party member. I expressed my misgivings. I came first runner-up in the primaries, actually. And I was doing all of that because I would not subscribe to a view where somebody will leave his party or take part in the primaries of his party in the afternoon, and in the evening he is in PDP. And then he will now come and take the ticket of my own party that I've labored for decades to keep. That's an aberration. That's an abnormality. And we went through that. And I'm still here speaking for this party. So you remain a statesman, you remain a committed party man if you are sincerely committed to the party. Otherwise, we will just find ourselves, moving from the right and wrong.
But now that the party has said, I mean, the people in the state are saying, look, they will not allow that happen. That he will not get that governorship ticket the next election. They will make sure that happens.
So, it is for the people to determine. If it is his turn to get it and the people are with him, no one can stop him. An individual opinion will not constitute the views of the people. The chairman of the party is one of the millions in the states who are affiliated to the party. If the party and the preponderance majority of the people in Ogun State are still with this individual, they will get the ticket. And nobody stops it. That's the beauty of democracy, Chamberlain.
I mean, with everything that's going on in the PDP, there are people who believe that the party just doesn't have its act together and is not ready to face APC, and with a growing Labour Party as well. Does the PDP, in your view, are you in a better position right now? Are you in a better position now than you were, let's say, 3 years ago?
Sure.
Or is it even worse now
when
it comes to cohesion in this party?
You see, that is the essence of this NWC, and that is the commendation that we would be allowed to take. At the risk of sounding immodest. We've been able to, for the last 1 year plus, since you left the scene, unite the party. You've not seen us suspending people like it was the case during IU. In the build-up to the election, a lot of people felt aggrieved because of his approach, including this Wike, and that was the genesis of the problem. The leadership of IU should have been magnanimous enough to approach Wike with a sane mind, to console him for the loss, and to find a way of
placating. Those sort of five of them?
Five of them, of course. Wike is the leader. So if you get Wike, you would have gotten all those five. And that's why some of us in-house felt it was not proper for the sacrifices Wike put for this party, for his outstanding performance, as one of our governor for the 8 years he did. Some of the approaches that we put in ensuring that we manage the aftermath of the primaries was most unbecoming on our part. And that's why this leadership is saying, no, as opposed to that approach, let us continue to placate and then massage the egos of all our party members. Because you could see now the option of taking him away by the APC is there. If you continue to go like that, you will soon wake up and realize that there's nobody left in the party. We've lost Shema. We've lost Kwankwaso. We've lost Peter Obi. All of these people, imagine if they were in the party, if we would not have gone to win election. This APC said they have defeated us with 1 million plus. Just one of these governors, one of these names I mentioned, would have covered that gap for us and we would have been in power today. And certainly Nigerians would not have been confronted with this despair and despondency in the land.
So are you trying to get those same names you just mentioned back, or are you building new people?
Discussion is discussion is ongoing. You've seen
with him?
Certainly, you've seen Peter Obi discussing with Atiku. You've seen Peter Obi meeting with Erufai. You've seen party management is a very difficult thing, Chamberlain, and we are doing the best we can in this circumstance to navigate ourselves out of the quagmire we have found ourselves. But rest assured, there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. We have learned our lesson the bitter way.
I know it's far off. It's not even far. Politicians don't think it's too far. So what am I saying? So what do you see happening? Yes, he's having conversations, as you also have said now. So in the event that he comes back into the party, Peter Obi,
yes,
what then happens? I mean,
the bridge will cross when we get to it. I know where you are going.
I know where I was going.
This is something like that bridge that cut off the community.
It's a bridge we will cross when we get to it.
No,
now it's too early in the day.
Wait for you to get. We were looking at Atiku, and then you want Peter to be there. Who's going to?
There are other names. You have had.
I'm interested in just these two.
Yes.
So what's going to happen?
Yes.
What's your plan?
One of them will concede for the other, and then we will have a direction. Our concern as a party and to these people that I've mentioned is to ensure that we salvage Nigerians from this despair and despondency, the twin maladies of hunger and poverty, and frightening insecurity in the land. You could see cluelessness and ineptitude on the part of these people managing the country. And to these people, salvaging Nigeria out of it is more important than their individual ambitions.
So if Atiku says, look, because some comments attributed to him says, he'll contest as long as he can, as long as he's healthy. So
it is a possibility. If he says so, we will then see how we will manage the situation, like we have always managed it.
No.
On the other hand, you had him. On the other hand,
he didn't manage it properly last time. That's why he lost out.
Then the lessons we have learned will help us in managing it better this time. But one thing I will tell you, the same Atiku is saying, if it is better for him to get Nigeria out of this hopelessness, he will do so. That is a statement. It means that if...
How do you mean if it's better for him?
He recently said
or letting other people contest?
He must not be in the race. Atiku is saying that it's an entitlement to him as a Democrat. The Constitution provides that he could contest at any time. So what he's trying to tell you is that no ceiling inhibiting him from contesting. That is his fundamental democratic rights. But he's not saying that he would force it on the throat of either the party or the country. But he's saying that he would, as long as he remains healthy and within the provisions of the law, extant provision of the law, is entitled to contest, and he will contest. But certainly where you want to corner me, I'm telling you clearly, Peter Obi is suitably qualified. He can aspire, and we will support him if he gets the ticket. Atiku is suitably qualified, and if he gets the ticket, we will also rally behind him and give him the desired support to salvage Nigeria out of this.
What about you? Are you going to contest again for government?
Oh, sure. It goes without saying, just like Atiku. I'm young, you could see, and vibrant. So I could take it again.
Well, there you go. Never say never. That's what we hear these days. Ibrahim Abdullah is the Deputy National Chairman of National Publicity Secretary of the PDP. Thank you for coming on. All the best to you.
My pleasure. Thank you.